Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Crap or Craptastic, the one show where we take a poorly rated movie where critics just crapped all over it and people said, this is garbage, and we take a look and say, you know what? Maybe this isn't garbage. Maybe this is a craptastic gem. Or, you know what? Maybe it really is garbage. I'm Ryan West.
And I'm Ryan Thomason, who's always looking for that rose in the big pile of nasty
Steaming poop. Ryan is always looking for the very fresh corn in the pile of dinosaur dung. Tonight, we're going to be deep diving into a big pile of dinosaur dung. We're going to be talking about a movie that I've been dying to talk about forever, and Ryan finally watched, Justice League. I'd say it's Zack Snyder's Justice League, but it's really more Joss Whedon. You know what? It's really more Warner Brothers. Justice
It's really
League.
more I'll leave it at that. It's
okay, so
Warner
before we
Brothers.
dive into this, everybody knows there was a lot of problems with this. Well, maybe not everybody knows. Maybe you're new to this and you're like, I just watched it. I don't watch all the behind the scenes things.
Maybe like me, and like you listen to all the people who said bad things about it, and you just never really decided to get around to it until just now.
Yeah, and your friend lets you borrow his Vudu account, and he watches it after he bought it on iTunes for $10. So famously, Zack Snyder, the director of Man of Steel and BVS, was let go from Justice League for various reasons, mostly because they felt that it wasn't Marvel enough, and a lot of fans didn't like Batman v Superman. So instead, they brought in Joss Whedon, who reshot a lot of the movie, and we got the Frankenstein's monster that is Justice League. I'm not going to beat around the bush in this. I love these movies. I love Batman v Superman. I love Man of Steel. I am a huge defender of Zack Snyder, but Justice League is not good.
It's not.
It is
And
not a good movie.
You can very much tell the parts where they tried to Marvelize it because they got like, oh, it's going to be okay.
You got Batman cracking stupid jokes, and you're like, what? Batman would never, like, these characters fundamentally just don't work on so many levels. And, I mean, okay, Aquaman is good, Wonder Woman's pretty good, but it's so bad because a lot of the scenes, so Zack Snyder has a very different way of shooting a movie than Joss Whedon, and you will literally have a scene where a character's talking, and you can tell that Zack Snyder shot it, and then it goes to this more glossy, like, Bruce Wayne in a different like hairstyle in the same scene, and you're just like, oh my god. I can't tell if it's a bad movie because it was just a bad movie, or if it's a bad movie because it was a Frankenstein monster of edits, and they tried to cobble together this movie that just doesn't work.
Well, and I read about all the stuff that, like, the scenes that Zack Snyder did, and so I because I wanted to know, like, where the actual differences were. And I'll have to admit that the Zack Snyder full version
seemed way better.
Like, it would have been way better.
Yeah, hopefully.
The way with the Steppenwolf, that whole thing went down.
He would have been so cooler the way that Zack Snyder had originally envisioned him. Like, there's a whole bunch of drama, and we won't get into it, honestly, because we could talk about it for a half hour, the whole drama behind Justice League. But we're going to judge this movie for what it is and what we got. And what we got was the worst CGI mustache removal I've ever seen on Superman. He has like a rubber... I love Superman, and I could not take any of his scenes seriously because his face looks just like...
I'm an elastic face.
He's just so goofy in this. Like, he's like... Everybody wanted a happy Superman, so he's like uncharacteristically happy. He's like, hey guys, where's the civilians? Woo! Like, he flies away.
He's basically like Superman smokes a big giant joint.
Oh, dude, he was like super high, man.
And then he's just all like,
hey guys, I'm here to save the day. And like,
I'm just going to make some funny jokes.
They build up all this drama with Steppenwolf, well, kind of drama. So everybody has to stop him from turning Russia into a weird purple dome of crystals. I'm not really sure what that was all about. And then the whole Justice League can't even stop him. And then Superman shows up and just beats the ever-loving shit out of him. Yeah, but which is great.
He like struts in.
Except for it takes away any kind of like fucking cinematography, drama. Can't even think of the word. Any drama in this, because you're just like, what's going to happen? Superman's just going to knock him out. We're good. It was so anticlimactic in this movie. It could have been so epic, and it just was. I mean, honestly, this movie is so meh. Like, it's not like you can watch it. It's enjoyable at times, but it's terrible at times, and it's just a movie. And if you got Justice League, it should never just be a movie, right? Oh.
I will admit that one of my more favorite parts, though, was when Superman's fighting.
Okay.
And then Flash.
Real quick, no. We're gonna say
that's not.
There is one scene in this movie that is one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen in any superhero movie, and this is the one Ryan's talking about. Superman has come back from the dead, and he fights the Justice League. And he's got everybody like in headlocks, and the Flash thinks he's gonna be sneaky. And he goes into Flash time, and he goes to run up on Superman. And Superman eyes like, oh, I can see you, fucker.
It's like, first it's like frozen, like, you know, how they've been doing it throughout the whole movie. But then you see Superman's eye just go.
And Flash is like,
what? His face is, but you see like his eye move, and you're like, oh, shit.
And Flash is like, what? And then Superman, like, in Flash time, turns around and starts trying to hit. And he's just running for his life. It is a great scene, and there's some good stuff. Like, Aquaman in this is really good. Yeah. Wonder Woman, like I said, was really good. Batman at times is okay. I hated the Flash.
The Flash is more the comedic. You know, he's like, I've never been a hero. I've just pushed people and ran away. That's all I've ever done.
I did not like. And that's not Joss's fault. That is who Zach brought on as a Flash. I did not really like Ezra Miller's take on the Flash. Yeah, he was funny, but he wasn't Barry Allen. He kept tripping on himself and falling over, and he was kind of a jackass. I didn't really buy it. Cyborg, he was okay, I guess. I don't know. I'd take him or leave him. But the script didn't work. The story never was that interesting. This movie felt like it had been mashed together from a lot of different parts, and it just didn't really feel like a cohesive movie.
It's just what you get when you have two directors that are cutting up the same movie.
Yeah, and a lot of studio interference. So it breaks my heart to say it, but Justice League is just not good. Now, that being said, I still own it. I bought it on iTunes. So, hey, like I said, I'm in the bag for these things. And you could do worse than spend 2 hours watching this. It's not an atrocity. It's not like you're watching it want to gouge out your eyes. It's just... And there is some genuinely good moments in this, and even some. I don't want to bag all over Joss Whedon. There are some really funny Joss Whedon moments, like when Aquaman sits on Princess Diana, Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, and he's going off. He's like, "I don't want to die. I got a lot of stuff to do." And you are you are a fine woman. And you find out Batman's like, "Oh, you're sitting on the lasso." So I mean, there's some good stuff in this movie, but overall, it's just. The narrative is a mess. The drama just doesn't work for me. The story is just a hodgepodge of a lot of things I don't care about. And Steppenwolf ended up becoming one of the worst, most forgettable villains I've ever seen. Especially when you find out that Darkseid was supposed to be in the end of this movie and was cut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you would have had the old gods.
Yes, you would have had a lot of great stuff. You get a Green Lantern in this, which is great. You get a big showdown between a lot of the Athenian gods and men and Atlanteans, and that was even supposed to be longer. Like I said, the problem with this movie is the movie that we were supposed to get was going to be epically better, and we didn't get it. And this one, you get a lot of bad mustache, bad story, and a lot of chopped up scenes.
But what is the final verdict, though, Brian?
Well, since the show isn't okay or not okay, we're gonna say it breaks my heart. It is not craptastic. It is crap. It's a crap movie.
I'm glad you said that, because I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt, even though I waited so long. I am never gonna watch that movie again, most likely. I mean,
I really want to say it's craptastic, but it's just...
Even if it's on TV,
my kids liked it.
Nothing else to do, I'm going to find something else to do.
My wife thought it was fine, and maybe that's what Warner Brothers was shooting for, but I can't. There's too much. There's too much behind it. I'm too angry I didn't get my Zack Snyder movie. I'm a bitter fan, so I'm gonna say Justice League, crap. And Ryan says it's
crap. I'm sorry. I feel bad just for saying.
I say watch the direct. We say watch Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, or the director's cut of Batman v Superman. All better movies.
Yes, great movies.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. If you have a recommendation on a movie you'd like to know, whether it's crap or craptastic, like our good friend Chris from the Utah Outcast, who recommended we review Street Fighter with Raul Julia and Jean-Claude Van Damme. So we will be doing that. So if you have something you'd like to see us review on crap or craptastic, it's late, I can't talk. Tell us in the comments below, and we will definitely do it. So until next time, stay awesome, everybody.
Stay nerdy.